My dad got remarried without telling me at all, and even though I hadn't seen him in 9 years, his new wife really wanted to meet me, so I met up with her and revealed the real reason why we weren't close anymore. My dad practically gave me up to his sister from the moment I, 27M, was born. My mom died when she was giving birth to me. And my aunt told me he never recovered from that because he blamed me for her dying. It hurt a lot as a kid that at family events he would ignore my existence. When I was a little older he got more vocal about me killing her and he can't stand to look at my face. You can imagine the amount of therapy that put me in. I used to go to church crying because I was scared about going to hell for doing that to my mom. That's how much his words messed me up. But the worst part was that I never stopped trying to be accepted by him. After my high school graduation he told me to never bother him again since he legally has no obligation to me anymore, since he was sending my aunt money to take care of me. Around that time is when I finally started accepting that reality, so from there we moved on with our lives. My aunt doesn't talk to me about him. Sometimes my grandparents do, and that's how I found out he got married. They were mad he didn't invite me to their wedding, but to me it didn't matter because we're not close. But it was his wife who wanted to meet me. It's the first time he's ever wanted to make contact, and it was to say pretty much that she wants me in their life. She doesn't know the real reason about why we're estranged. He asked me to please not say anything and maybe this could be a way to reconcile after all. But he was only doing it for her. That much was clear when we talked. I never said I would be there, but he still insisted on us meeting at their place because she really wanted to meet me. All she thinks is we were estranged for not getting along in my teenager years, going to college and losing touch because of life stuff. It pissed me off that he played it off as us just not talking for petty reasons, meanwhile the actual reason damaged me for years. I told her the truth. Everything he said to me. That he was never a parent to me, that was all my aunt. It was definitely a shock for her. The outcome was a disaster. Everyone has heard about this now. My grandma, in particular, told me she understands my anger. But this was his chance finding someone since losing my mom, and now it's been put in jeopardy. My dad is devastated. They think it was going too far to ruin his marriage that way when he was willing to include me in their lives, which could have been the start of our relationship. And they say not only did I ruin that, but also possibly wrecked his marriage. She just doesn't agree at all with what he did, and it could have been avoided if I didn't say anything. For me it was hard not to tell the truth after the lies made it seem like it was nothing serious. I couldn't ignore what happened after what it did. I'd give it was the right call since it put their whole marriage at risk after all. Commenter 1. Dude, not a jerk. Your dad is a grade A double cheeseburger butt from Satan with a special topping of jerk served with jerk sauce. He deserves every bit of what happened to his second marriage because he presented himself as a different person than he is. I am sorry you had to go through this. I wish you strength and may you find more people who love you unconditionally. Commenter 2. Not a jerk. She has the right to know the true man she married. Also, I am so sorry you had to endure all that. Your aunt sounds like an incredible person, and despite everything, I hope you are doing as well as you can be under the circumstances. Commenter 3. I feel like your family should have protected you from your father more. He ignored you for years, then when he did acknowledge you, he told you to your face you killed your mother. I mean, that is beyond hurtful, and kudos to you that you got through it. You were not spiteful or vindictive, nor nasty in your delivery. You simply told the truth. And the truth, unfortunately for your father, paints him as the disgusting human he is. Your father put his own emotions and needs over yours your entire life, even up until that point. You were only allowed in on the pretense of lying about your entire existence. Would you have had to keep that up forever? Again, causing you mental anguish, but making things easier for him and his new wife. Honestly, that longing for a father, let it go. Your aunt sounds as though she has been a better mother, father, friend than you could have asked for anyway. And your father needs a boatload of therapy. None of this was your fault. NTA. Update. Words can't express how much it meant to me getting so much love from my last post. Everyone who supported not just my actions but also acknowledged the hurt. To all the sweet internet moms who commented and DM'd me, y'all know how to make someone feel loved even by total strangers, lol. Since so many people wanted an update, here it is. It's a little heavy and for a couple days I needed some time to process it and do some crying. They're splitting up. Heard it first from my grandma, then from his wife, or I guess ex? She was legit crying on the phone when she called to tell me sorry for putting me in that position. Her and my dad had a longer conversation where he told her everything else he did, so she made that decision she can't stay with someone like him. And she wanted me to know how disgusted she is, also to tell me thanks, which is something I really needed to hear. My dad is who he is, yeah, but regardless, two people splitting their marriage because of what you said is a hard thing not to feel guilty about. This lady is heartbroken going through divorce just a few months after getting married, and she wanted to make the time to reassure someone else that they made the right choice. Unexpectedly though, my dad wanted us to talk yesterday too. My girlfriend again didn't want me to. Trust me, I get her point. She's the one who didn't want me having dinner with them in the first place. For one thing, we didn't know what he wanted to talk about and what would that do to my mental health. It was probably a bad risk to take, but I met with him. And yeah, I should listen to my girlfriend more when it comes to this stuff. First time in my life I think we had a conversation about my mom. How much he loved her, them being happy and excited about having a family. But then she died and he told me even if it's wrong he can't ever not blame me because simply, if I hadn't been born, she'd still be here. He's only sorry for not completely staying away from me and saying horrible things growing up. While he wasn't saying this to be malicious, since he seems sincere, it was still an ouch for me. In the end we decided having a relationship with each other was never gonna happen and said goodbye. He at least apologized for trying to put me in that position. First good thing he ever did was tell me what happened with his wife wasn't my fault. Then I just went home and cried. Had my day to process, a short therapy session and support from both my aunt and girlfriend to get me through. The rest of my family is leaving me alone, at least so glad that in the end it was resolved. Not a total happy ending I know, but in the end it's better this way. Commenter 1. I'm sorry you were given such a spiteful man as your dad. His grief may have started how he treated you, his spitefulness and overall anger has clouded his judgment. You are not responsable for his marriage dissolution, only his actions are the culprit. The one thing you can see as the light at the end of the tunnel, is that you now know that he knows that he is responsable. His acknowledgement and respect is no longer warranted, as why would you associate with him outside of being your sperm donor? Find your own family that you chose. I have done that when I have officially cut my dad out of my life. Surround yourself with worthy people who love you. Commenter 2. You, by your own words, ruined his marriage, even after your post saying that you had moved on. Obviously you haven't, you held a grudge and because of this you exacted revenge and you seem okay with that. You obviously possess the same emotional disconnect that he does, the same disconnect that allowed him to hurt you. You could have chosen not to meet his new wife, you could have chosen to be the better man, you chose neither. In time you will be able to rationalize your behavior, and maybe you will realize what you done was wrong. She thanked me for telling her the truth, so no. I don't feel bad at all. Maybe you were okay with lying to your partner about important things, so that's probably something you should work out yourself. Hope you get some help.